What if I told you that a powerful secret for your body might be hiding in, of all places, your broccoli? Well, today we're diving into a really cool discovery that could totally change how we think about the link between our diet, our muscles, and our metabolism.
So let's just jump right in with a big question. Could the vegetables you eat actually help you build muscle while also burning fat? I know it sounds a little too good to be true, but some fascinating new research points to a compound that might do exactly that. All right, so let's meet the hero of our story, a compound called sulforaphane, or SFN for short. This is a totally natural compound you get from eating cruciferous vegetables. We're talking broccoli, of course, but also things like cabbage and, get this, especially potent little broccoli sprouts.
Now, scientists have known about sulforaphane for a while, but we're focusing on what you might call its secret superpower, something researchers are just now starting to really understand. Its specific job when it comes to our muscle health and metabolism.
You know, sulforaphane already has a pretty impressive resume. It's a well-known antioxidant, it fights inflammation, and it's even been studied for things like cancer prevention and helping our bodies detox. So it's a legit beneficial compound. But this new research, well, it takes its potential in a completely new direction.
So, how in the world did researchers figure this out? Well, it all comes down to a really carefully designed experiment using lab mice. Let's walk through exactly how they put sulforaphane to the test.
The setup was pretty straightforward. Scientists took some healthy mice and split them into 3 groups. For 8 straight weeks, one group was the control. They got nothing special. The other 2 groups got daily doses of SFN, one low dose and one slightly higher. Then, after those 8 weeks, researchers looked at a key muscle in their backs.
Now, this is a really important detail. The scientists weren't blasting these mice with crazy high doses. Nope, the amounts they used were specifically chosen to mimic what a person could reasonably get just by eating a healthy diet with plenty of broccoli. And that's what makes these results so relevant for us.
And that brings us to the big reveal. After 8 weeks, what did they find? Well, the results were pretty stunning, and they pointed to this incredible dual effect.
First off, let's look at the muscles themselves. On the left, you've got your standard muscle fibers from the control group, but look at the right. The mice that got the higher dose of sulforaphane had muscle fibers that were significantly bigger. A larger area, a larger diameter. The bottom line is, their muscles actually grew.
But that's only half the picture. At the very same time the muscles were getting bigger, something else was happening inside of them. This chart shows that the SFN groups had way lower levels of triglycerides and total cholesterol, basically fat, inside the muscle tissue itself. It was literally cleaning house.
So this is the knockout punch, right? This incredible dual action effect. It's like sulforaphane was acting as both a personal trainer and a housekeeper for the muscle cells, all at once. It was building them up while cleaning them out. This is what makes the findings so exciting.
Okay, so we know what happened. Bigger muscles, less fat. But how? How is a simple compound from a plant doing all this? Well, the answer lies deep inside our genes. It turns out SFN was basically rewriting the muscle's to-do list.
And just look at the sheer scale of this change. At that higher dose, sulforaphane changed the expression of over 2,300 genes in the muscle. It wasn't just nudging 1 or 2 things. It was orchestrating a massive shift in what the muscle was told to do, like flipping a whole bank of genetic light switches.
So let's look at the first set of switches it flipped on, the fat-burning ones. It activated something called AMPK, which is basically the body's master energy regulator. That, in turn, cranked up the process of burning fat for fuel. It also boosted the breakdown of cholesterol and the activity of something called peroxisomes, which are like the cell's little fat recycling centers. But it didn't stop there. While it was telling the muscle to burn fat, SFN was also turning on a totally different set of pathways that are all about growth. It activated mTOR and parts of the TGF-beta pathway, and both of those are famous for telling muscles to synthesize more protein. So it was essentially screaming, build, build, build.
So let's zoom out for a second. What's the big picture? Why does a study on mice and broccoli actually matter so much? Well, this discovery taps right into how our bodies manage energy, and it could have huge implications for everything from our fitness routines to our overall metabolic health.
And you don't have to take my word for it. This quote from the study's conclusion really says it all. Sulforaphane redirects the fatty acids, that's stored fat in the muscle, and tells the cell, hey, use this as fuel to power your own growth. It's just an incredibly efficient system.
So, if you remember one thing from this whole explainer,
Let it be this. A natural compound that you can easily find in broccoli appears to be able to reprogram our muscles. It tells them to burn the fat they have stored inside and then use that exact energy to build more muscle.
And that kind of leaves us with one final big question to chew on. Now, obviously, we need more research, especially on humans, but this study suggests that a key to unlocking a healthier metabolism might not be found in some fancy supplement or high-tech lab. It might have been hiding in our vegetable CRISPR this whole time.